do we want to have any discussion or chat or anything about anything? Because it's 8:05 now. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Yes, Mataji, the meeting is in live stream now. Kindly start, Mataji. Devotees will join. Hare Krishna.
Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Today I've chosen to talk on, do a little talk. It was last minute, so please forgive me if I go out of tone. It's Srimad Bhagavatam 1:7-36, which lead on very nicely to 37 to qualify a bit more about it, because it's a very short paragraph. It's a very short verse. Okay, so I chose this because, sorry, Prabhu, Agyana Timirasya later.
Yes, Mataji, sure.
I just say what I'm doing, and then that's how they do it at the temple. Shall I do it now?
As you wish, Mataji. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. I'll do it then, because if you're used to that, yes, good. Okay, I'll sing this prayer now. Om Agyana Timirandyasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parujana Sahitam Krishnam Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namastute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Rishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Hari Priye, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, everyone. So I will be talking about what this Srimad Bhagavatam verse says. Roughly what I know, and I hope you can support me in it because it's a last minute decision. Okay, so it's Srimad Bhagavatam 1.736, and it leads on to 37 as well. Okay, thank you. I chose this because I had a neighbor, and he thinks he was going to take everything with him. He never, even the last breath, he was thinking, where's my Jeep? Where's my guns and things? And so in next minute, as he turned 80, he just collapsed and died in his kitchen. So it goes to show how, the time doesn't wait for no man. So it's a verse that touched my heart because I felt that, there was somebody who was teaching me a lesson, really, that, you don't take anything with you. It's all, and when Yamraj is ready, he takes you. He doesn't wait for you to collect your belongings. And anyway, they're temporary attachment. They don't last forever. Hare Krishna. So this verse, I'm going to read Sanskrit. Matam pamatam unmatam suptam balam sriyam jadam prapanam viratam vitam narupam hanti dharmavit. So I'm going to do the translation and then I will talk around the synonyms later. Hare Krishna. Okay, a translation. A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, or a surrendered soul. So this is it says here. I'm gonna just try and understand what it says. One who knows the principles of religion, dharmavit, does not kill, hanti, an enemy, ripum, who is careless, matam, intoxicated, pramatam, insane, unmatam, asleep, suktam, afraid, and Bhitam, or devoid of his chariot. Bharatam, nor does he kill. A boy, which is Balam, a woman who is Sriyam, a foolish creature who is a Jadam, or a surrendered soul, which is a Prapanam. So in this verse, it brought to my attention that formerly this code of religious war was in ancient times. Battles were fought on religious principles and not for the sake of sense gratification, as people do in this world, never declared by the whims of selfish political leaders, or not carried out because they don't carry out religious principles in this material world. So they are fighting for gain, material gains, or passion, under ignorance or passion, and also to accumulate. Because of their greed, they accumulate things and take ownership of things that don't belong to them. So it's all to do with sense gratification, the war that we face in this material world. An enemy who happened to be in a comprehensible, unsound mind, according to this verse, it says we must not, and they haven't got the mental capacity, so therefore they should not be killed because they're insane. And if they're intoxicated, they haven't got the power to fight back, and they're not aware what's happening. If they're asleep, again, they're not able to do that. And if they're not violent at all, you should not be killing them, because they're not able to fight back. They haven't got to stand up for themselves and fight back. And it's against the religious principle according to this. So a Kshatriya, if you think about the war with Arjuna, a Kshatriya, according to his class, he's not to fight like cats and dogs. The story of Arjuna is a good example, because he fought because he was asked to, and why? Because he had the qualities and the qualification to do the kind of fighting that was asked. And the fight was to do with religious principles. And so because of the religious principles, we know that it has rules and regulations like anything else. We do not do anything on our own back with whims and whimsical act. So in the material world, Prabhupada said that 99% of people think they are highly secure with good bank balance, money, good house, good wife, good children, and they're ever so happy because the money has brought them things. And so they feel happy, and they don't think Yamraj could touch them. So Yamraj could come at any time and kick him out, as Prabhupada says. So it's no time, to calculate his riches and his assets. So Prabhupada is saying many rascals, which is 99%, thinks he can save by strong bodybuilding and stuff like that, and have money to buy anything. But they cannot be saved. Only Krishna can save them. And this leads into the next verse, which is 1.737. Swaprananya parapranay papushnati agrina kalaha tadivadhastasyahi shreyo kshatriyas yaddo sadhyati yadhapu purmam. It's saying, I'm just going to point out a bit of I said about the translation. The purport is pretty long, so if there's time, I could go through a little bit of it. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others, lives others' lives, deserves to be killed by his own well-being. For his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. I'll repeat that. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of other lives deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. So Prabhupada was saying that he who gives permission, he who kills the animals, he who sells the slaughtered animals, he who cooks the animal, he who administers distribution of the foodstuff, and at last he who eats such cooked animal food are all murderers, and all of them are liable to be punished by the laws of nature. So we are all involved in it if we commit that act. And his lecture says that Kshatriya's fight is not ordinary fight, not like cats and dogs fight. So the question, Krishna actually requests Arjuna to fight because he's qualified to fight as a Kshatriya. Striking enemies, he said, to waste is very. If you strike an enemy, you're committing illegal act, and so inactiveness does not consider an enemy just die by not killed. Inattentiveness does not consider as enemy chastised by killing. Sorry, chastised but not killed. So if you are, sorry, can you? Somebody's trying to ask something. Okay. He said, if you're insecure, if you're in an insecure position, you will be, if you're in an insecure position, you will try to stick to your material assets, and you would try to avoid Yamraj. Yamraj by performing kind of acts that sorry, I got a bit okay. He said that oh yes, continue strong and stout. But okay, people think that if they have these assets and they also try to look good, serve the body by being big wrestlers with doing weightlifting and all that sort of thing. They have a beautiful body. They will escape the punishment if they sin. So Prabhupada is saying any level of sins, you would have to pay a price for it. So you don't escape Yamraj, whatever it is. So as I said, you can be kicked out anytime. You can go and you can die anytime and not take anything. So one he gave a good example. One intelligent man thinks that he can avoid Yamraj. So he thought if he was obnoxious in some way and Yamraj approached him, he would actually smell so bad, he would not, Yamraj wouldn't even touch him. So he was so wrong. And so he thinks he could escape death. Another one thought that if this lady called Savitri, I think her name was, Prabhupada said, she got married to this gentleman and she asked Yamraj to give her a benediction, and Yamraj said to her that he will give her a benediction to have a really nice, lovely son. And so her husband died before they ever had a son. So when he was being taken away, she followed him all the way to where Ramraj was taking him. And he said, "Why are you following us?" And she said that, "Oh, I'm following you because you promised me that my husband will give me a son, and I am not with him, so I've got to be with him to have this son." So even Yamraj was amused by this, and so he gave her the body of the dead husband to take away. So these are funny examples, but it goes to show that you cannot escape your punishment. When the time comes, you just go, and there's this verse: anything you do sinful, you cannot escape. There's always a punishment for it, and Yamraj will decide it. And there's the verse: Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Don't be attached to temporary material world. To this material world is it's not gonna give you salvation. It's only temporary. So you want to attach yourself only to Krishna. Krishna will give you permanency. So this is what the verse is saying. And no one could protect you, of course, from Yamaraj. So save yourself and be protected by Krishna. Hare Krishna. I don't know if it's time. Is it time? Hare Krishna?
No, Mataji. It's
I
8:20.
got more time. So
Yes.
does anybody want to ask any question or add to what I had to say? Because I had little time to prepare, I'm sorry. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. I'm sorry for the background noise. Janvi is making noise. I'm extremely sorry for that.
No worries, no worries. It's understandable.
Yeah. So, Mataji, yeah, it was really wonderful points you have noted. Like, no one can escape from the laws of material nature, especially from Yamraj. Like, Prabhupada was once asked, like, the death rates in India is more when compared to the Western world. So, Prabhupada was saying, no, the death rates is 100% everywhere. Whoever is born has to be died. So, that
Yeah.
that is the death rate is 100% everywhere. So, yeah, so what we do when we leave, that is the most important thing. That's why all these acharyas and Prabhupada has forcefully gave us all the instructions to follow. So thank you so much for sharing that information, Mataji. So dear devotees,
I'd like to ask devotees if they have had any experience similar to what I've said about my neighbor, and that sometimes we think we're going to live forever, and so we live for our things and our assets, but when something like that happens, it opens your eyes, but then it's still, we go back in the old pattern of falling prey of things and material entanglement. So it'd be good if some other devotees could share their experience, because I'm sure all of us have witnessed some of this kind of thing. That is only one I've witnessed, because in my profession, loads of people die at any age. Time doesn't wait for any man. So when it's your time, you go. You're not given a chance to go and collect anything. And there was a story about a king who asked when he dies to please let his arms be exposed out of the coffin, because he wants people to know that he doesn't take anything with him. I don't know if anybody's heard about that story.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, yes.
This is the Alexander, I think so. Alexander.
Yes, exactly. Alexander.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yeah. Alexander, yeah. Haribol. Come on, Mataji, can you give us some example of your experience?
Hare Krishna Mataji, you are asking to whom, Mataji?
I'm asking, let me see the names and I'll tell you. How about Hemalata Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I'm sorry, Mataji, I haven't experienced anything, but a few days back in my unit, I was assigned to a patient. He was Jewish patient. He died, but it was very good actually. I was with him all the time, and I could see how easily he left his body. His family was telling him that he is entering into a light kingdom, a kingdom of God, and he will see there is no pain. You don't have to suffer anymore. And it was so easy. I think I was with him looking at his face, how he started to just little bit of his breathing went faster, and slowly he was his body, there was no life in the body. So I was looking at, and how the family was supporting him and talking about whatever their faith is. So that is my realization. I mean, they were very good people. I think their understanding was good, but not what you asking, Mataji. I never experienced that. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's fine. And that was a good experience. See, we wouldn't have known that you experienced that. That's brilliant. Thank you. How about Pravati Mataji? You're in that profession as well. Maybe you can, and also you're in a very, highly sort of last end of life type area.
And one more thing
sort of
I
critical
wanted to add.
cases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mataji, I wanted to add. Looking at that time, I was thinking it was so easy to leave this world, because I was thinking about all the pain of how many thousand uh, the creature, they sting you, and pain of this. But he was so calm, and there was no stress on his face and nothing I could see. I was holding his hand, and I was looking at his face all the time. In 40 minutes time, that man who was asking for water to me few 40 minutes back has slowly he went away. So it was so easy. I mean, I don't know how come, but I was feeling this is so easy to leave the body. If people, I don't know how come, but yeah, I have seen so many people, but this is my latest experience. And I was observing him, looking at his face, breathing and everything, and it was so easy. So I don't know how come. Maybe he was a good man. I don't know.
Yeah. And also Hare
Must
Krishna.
be a pious man.
Yes, I'm sure. Were they practicing religious?
They're Jewish people, Jewish
Yes,
faith.
but were they some people are Jewish, but they don't practice. So I'm just wondering if they were good religious practitioners. You don't know.
One point to add here. So, Hemlata Mataji, she's a devotee of the Lord, pure devotee of the Lord. When she is there, unknowingly there is something is happening. So, which I could witness. So, unless otherwise, how could Mataji could be nearer to him? How could Mataji could give water?
What
So,
is
this is also one thing we could see from our end in other angle. Unless he is pious, pure pious soul, and unless devotees association is there, and living that auspicious moment is also one of the recognizable things.
Yeah, that is so true, because in my country, when people are dying, they say, oh, last thing I'd love to give them a drop of water, and that will satisfy everybody, the dying and the living. So yeah, I agree, Prabhu. And also you had that qualities to radiate that kind of energy where it helped him to leave his body in a nice way too. So you play a great big part there, Mataji, although you might not believe it. It's really good. And how did you manage? You had that in you to hold his hand and see him through. and not many people would do that, so in this world. So that's really special.
And one more thing, Mataji, I was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in my mind, and I remember one time Bhaktimati Mataji, she told me to have my Tulsi Mala always in my neck, and she was telling me to put my tilak, water tilak always, because she said, because I am in intensive care and there are so many deaths happening.
Yeah, and it protects you as well. Yes.
So she said, yeah, Yamduta will come and they will look at. So I was thinking, have Yamduta have come? Are they around? I was thinking in that room.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, but I didn't feel I wasn't scared or anything. And I was just observing how the soul leave the body. So I was watching, I didn't leave the room until this happened, and I was observing and keeping eye on him and just looking at his discomfort. Is he in pain or what is happening? Very close eye, and I was there for 1.5 hours with him. Even after leaving the body, I was watching, talking to him. I even though he wasn't there, but I was still talking to him and just reminding and just chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra in my mind.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is so sweet, because you helped him on his journey. That's really good. That's a real blessing, Mataji. Well done. I've seen many, many deaths, all ages. And, if you didn't have that kind of way of thinking, which is, we are born and then we leave, and this is part of living, being born, you have to go through those stages. I would have never coped with it. It's so many in my time that I witnessed, and I also packed the body as well, and having to know all the different religion, how they manage their members that pass away, how they manage death and the disposal of the body. You have to be aware of all that. So in some religion, you can't touch the body. You got to, and don't pack them with all these things that the Western world teach you to do. All that. So you have to be aware. And people say you got to be hard to be in that position. It's not hard. It's a soft-hearted person that could cope with it, because you have empathy, you have compassion, you have all these feeling that that was a human being at one point, and this is the body that's shed its shell, and the soul is not gone, it's not destroyed. All those kind of things you have to manage all these difficult times, because it's quite emotional times. And in some places you do have counseling and supervision on these things. I don't know if you get those, to offload your feelings and emotions.
We get
Yes,
in our place,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah. We have a debriefing and all, and they call
Yeah.
the psychologist and all.
Debriefing, yes, yeah.
But I was
So-
quite okay actually, because I wasn't disturbed and very strong.
No, that's good. That's really good. I know you got a good position, because you do have good, strong beliefs and faith in God, and all that helps you. How about you, Pravati Mataji? Have you had? I should think you had many experience.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, Mataji. At least weekly 2-3 we have. It's so
Yeah.
difficult. Our area is like a cardiac surgery.
Yeah.
And 2 days ago, last week, Friday, Thursday, what happened was one patient went to America with his wife to see her daughter, their daughter, and on the way back, they were. It was a transit in London Heathrow Airport, and he had an heart attack, and he was brought directly to our hospital. And it's so sad that everything went well. The surgery went well. He had bypass surgery. And unfortunately, he couldn't make it actually. It was a whole day procedure from morning 8 o'clock till 5:30, 6 o'clock. And he couldn't make it. But I know with all the efforts they tried, we try our best. This is what we see. Everything is uncertain all the time because he couldn't. Maybe when he was coming back from America, what was this in mind? I don't think anybody will think that this is his last journey. It's a everyday basis, Mataji. And another Mataji, I still remember. She was a Gujarati, and she knew only Hindi. And I most of the time I go and translate, which we are not supposed to. But at that time in the morning, we don't find anybody. We'll have to wait. It will delay our procedure and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why they tell us you can translate. So doctors will be standing there. So I was translating to her, and she was living on her own, and she was so happy to see me that somebody is there who belongs to her and who can take care of her in the anesthesia room until they give anesthesia, then the journey of the procedure and everything. And I promised her that she invited me to her house. She said, when I recover, you come to my place, please. So this much she had hope that she will definitely go back to the
Yeah.
after discharge, she will have her surgery, then she will go to ITU, the whole pathway she will finish up, and she will go home. But she couldn't make it. Third day of her procedure in ITU, she has to leave the body. So, but I used to go and see her in ITU as well. So this is really uncertain, and in a way, it's so sad. Also, because they have lots of hope, not knowing that this might be the end. When we consent the patient, doctors are giving them 100% no guarantee, because there is a 0% of guarantee. That's what they do when they consent the patient. So, but still, in spite of all this thing explanation, they still think that we still live, we will still come back, and we will still live our life. And as you said, the last of his, the care we give mostly weekly, in a week, twice, thrice, like that. I know Hemalata Mataji might do more. She's in ITU, but even in operation theater, we do that as well. So it's so. Yeah, I was also giving last of his care to one of the patient. And as Hemalata Mataji mentioned, we try to chant holy name of the Lord all the time, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is, I think, in a way, as His Grace Amok Prabhu said, maybe sometimes it is their fortune also. Though little bit we practice, we are trying to implement, and we remember that that last moment is very precious, and if we can chant the holy name of the Lord, it will ease their journey back home, whichever planet they are going to go. Yeah, there's so many occasions, Mataji, but there are few really, really very memorable. Thank you.
Well, I've got an experience with my mother-in-law. She always goes shopping in this one particular supermarket with her daughter, and she collapsed in the mid aisle of the cash point, And I happened to be there that day. I didn't expect to go. I worked night work, and then I decided to go to do some shopping, and I managed to meet them there. And suddenly, the sister-in-law shouted my name. I ran to the scene, and I did heart to heart and mouth to mouth, and massaging the heart. And she was dead before I say any words. She just died in the aisle in a favorite spot. She visits that shop every week, the same time, same day. And a policeman came and said, "Who are you?" I said, I happen to be her daughter-in-law. And then and he said, "My God, you were amazing." But I was shaken afterwards, because it's somebody who related to me, but I was a lot younger then. And so they absolutely had to take her to hospital, and the usual thing, and somebody had to come and pronounce her dead and all that. But I just acted because I had that in me, when you're experienced, you just get on with it. But it's afterwards I was a bit shaken, and I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that, you know? It was amazing. But we do it to other people, but when it's somebody close to you, you're a bit, you know, more sort of guarded in a way. So there's another one. And, you know, and I suppose I did have that spiritual thinking in myself. So that helped me to manage it too, you know. So whatever Muga Prabhu said, it is so true. It does get transferred, you know, in a beautiful way to help the other person on their way. And an opposite story was a friend of ours. The wife was dying with brain tumor, and she was very young. And the husband would not let her go because he was shaking her and trying to bring her back to life when she was taking her last breaths. And even the doctor came and said, look, you got to let her go, Mr., you know, his name. And he was still fighting at last minute, screaming and shouting and just not let her go. I was really shocked. So they said you can prevent them from going and let them, and because of that, they suffer even more. Is that right? I'm not sure. In the spiritual sense, I want to know.
Yes, Mataji, that is right. Otherwise, the body, when the body is no more useful to live in, then it is more suffering.
Yeah. And she did suffer because of that. He would not let her go. And even the medical staff, who a lot of them don't believe in this, they had to stop him to say, let her go, you know. Yeah, sad. But, you know, we have to, people have to manage these situations. So, you know, you got to develop that kind of frame of mind to manage it. How about Gaurangi Mataji? Are you able to share some of your experience? Haribol, are you there? Okay. What about you, Sita Sundari Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. I didn't see from the near, but I have an experience. I will share you that.
Please,
Yeah, it is my family member. Still, I am shaking already to hear all of this. But I really like to share that how glorious death it was. So my family member, he used to go to also evening shopping in the village. You know, at the evening they have like bazaar, open market, or like shopping. So he used to go every day. So generally he went normally every day. So at that day when he had high blood pressure, that is why oh, his wife, in fact I will mention later who is he. So he used to keep a medicine so that he can keep on the under the tongue when his pressure goes high like that.
Yeah.
So at that day, in fact, it's a planning of Krishna, maybe. That's why he forgot, he changed his shirt, but he forgot to take that medicine in his pocket. So he went to the evening shopping, and he used to known as Gosai. Everybody respect him very well. But all on a sudden, he didn't feel good. So he went to the doctor's chamber because it's in village, and he is very familiar in that place. Everybody knows him. So doctor told that, okay, Gosai ji, you can like first you can do shopping, then I will see you. So okay, he didn't pay attention. Okay, he started to doing shopping. Wow, at a point he didn't feel good. So he sat down on a chair or somewhere. Then other people, they found him that he seems not good. Then they were trying to pour water on his head. They thought that maybe pressure is up or it goes up. So if they pour water, it will be better. He will feel better. So at a point he told that, no, don't pour water anymore, because they they helped him to lie down on the ground or somewhere. I don't know exactly, on the bench or on the floor, on the street. In fact, it was in the like bazaar. Then he requested them, no, don't pour water anymore. It will not do. My time is up. So help me to sit down. So they, by their help, he sat down. Then he had mobile in his pocket. He had money bag in his pocket. Everything he brought out from the pocket, and he gave someone who knows him very well. Then he told that he started to chant all the prayers. And at a point he was telling that he was paying obeisance to the ground, that Basumati Mata. And he asked forgiveness from by calling his mother, that, mother, forgive me. Then he told that, Gurudev, guide me to the proper way. By telling, he lie down, and by this time, surrounding him, it was a big crowd. And one man, not one man, few people were there. Villagers, they are very like innocent people, and one of them was known as Sadhu. And he was really religious, like he was also Krishna Bhakt. Then by seeing him his activities, that what he is doing, by maybe he is leaving his body by telling everything. So such in consciousness, in Krishna consciousness, then everybody started to like do Harinam, loudly, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then he left his body there.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
And who is that man? That man is my my Ramlala Prabhu's just immediate elder brother, my brother-in-law. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Were
he
you
was,
present there, Mataji? Were you present?
no, I was not present. We heard this from the villagers.
Yeah.
And at the evening, he went to the shopping and he will come back. But villagers, they came, it was not so far, maybe 2 miles, like that. So they started to, because it's a village, in the yard, they were setting the light, other things. My mother-in-law was asking, what happened? What happened? But my sister-in-law, she had a guess, and she ran away towards the bazaar. So then when he came, and that situation is really, because it was happened 15 years ago. So how old he was, you can imagine it. He was not so aged, and it was happened. Then later on, after maybe the next day, when those people were like explained to my mother-in-law that this is what happened, your son, he is so spiritual, he left his body like that way. Then my mother-in-law, she stopped. She told that, "Okay, whatever austerity I did, whatever I am doing, it's my life is successful, because in front of my eyes, my son showed me how to leave the body. So this
Wow.
is the lessons for
Wonderful.
me.
Yeah.
So this is what is very painful, because without him, our family is like became, everything changed due to his like absent in the family.
Mm.
But everybody respect him. and remember him with respect and love. That is the thing.
Wonderful,
So,
yes.
and my mother-in-law told that she at that day he was reading one text that who does gives charity or something, or which text I cannot remember very well. Then he doesn't come back, and then he recited Nishingha Kabocham, everything in the afternoon,
Wow.
like in the morning, and at the evening it was happened. So we cannot forget when we heard it. It is not easy to accept, but my mother-in-law accept like that way, that he left his body so like that this is how we have to leave the body with full consciousness. That is the thing. And
Yeah.
how he did, it's really example. So this is the thing, Mataji. I didn't hear even many things. My uh, uh, father-in-law also, just 4 days before, he told that like after 1 week my husband supposed to go, but he told that I will not see Ratan anymore. And my father-in-law was telling that you will find me 4 days more. Then my mother-in-law, everybody was scolding him. My mother-in-law was telling that, did you become astrologer? You know everything, you can say. And he told that, yes, I know that I will be with you 4 days more. Then my sister-in-law, eldest sister-in-law, she told that now winter time, like rainy season in India, Bangladesh, during monsoon, it's too much rain. So how we will manage everything? And my father-in-law, he was very straight cut. He was telling that I have to leave body. I have to leave body. I don't have time. I have to leave body. And whatever you will do, it's your duty. Whether you can do or not, that's not my part. So I have to leave body. And on that day he went, like he was a teacher, headmaster in the school. So all the villagers surrounding his village, he used to go to everybody's house. He asked about the asked to the children how they are studying, like that. So he went everybody's house, and he told that this is my last visit to all his neighbors.
Wow. Yeah.
So in the evening he went to the toilet. He told that I like to eat mango, because my brother-in-law, he bought some mangoes from the shopping in the evening time. Then he went to the toilet. He took shower with cleanliness. He did tilaka, and he told that he asked, all on a sudden he asked that asked to his grandson, at that time he was very little, 2 3 years. He told that give uh, asked him to give water to my mouth. Then my brother-in-law, he what happened. Then he tried to call doctor, and he tried to call ambulance. He told that, no, I will not go anywhere. Don't call doctor. Don't take me at the hospital. I will leave body at my house.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Yes.
Very,
So
very spiritual, powerful. Yes.
yeah, and my brother-in-law, others, neighbors, like all my family members, they came and they started to chant Harinam, and my father-in-law left his body.
Wow.
So that we heard. Yes.
That is so special, he was gifted in a sense he could predict.
Yeah. Yes.
And you sometimes hear these stories, they're very rare though.
Exactly.
That people can tell, and they actually show it in their behavior, and they say things that lead on to it. Yeah, thank you for sharing. That was very painful, I'm sure. But sometimes when you share, it makes, I think a problem shared, they say, is a problem less,
Yeah.
you offload all it. And you need to talk about these things because we're humans and we engage in the material world. We have attachment to family members, which is quite rightly so. But it's hard to detach and say, and people would also say it's hard. You're a hard person when you detach. So it's hard to manage all the things that go on when somebody leave the body, because when they leave the body, some members, they can't cope with it, so they deal with it in a different way, where members think, oh, they're hard, they're not showing compassion, they don't seem to care for the family member. But you go through so many things when there's bereavement. There's shock, there's grieving, there is you cannot accept that the person is gone. You think they're still there. Is false message, and you wish, and they're probably still there, but somebody's making mistakes and all sorts. You go through all these traumatic feelings that it's unbelievable, and you can't sometimes cope with them. And when you behave in such a way that is not acceptable in the community, they blame you, and all that sort of thing, especially our culture. Because when my brother died, I went back to school because I couldn't cope with the pain. He was our breadwinner, and then and my family member said, "How could you do that?" But I couldn't cope with everybody doing their own bereavement, and they lamenting and all sorts. And so that's the only way I could escape and manage the situation. But I was feeling the same as everybody else, similar. He's my brother, and he was lovable, and everybody in the village loved him. Everywhere we went, everybody loved him. And because they say when you're young and you die young, is because you're too good a person, you have to leave, because Krishna has something different for you, a different service. And my Guru Maharaj actually said that you don't die, you just been allocated to a different service. So Krishna's allocated you to different service. So you don't die really. If especially if you've been good, you get good memories of that person, so that you should treasure. I know what we should do, and what we do is different. So it's hard, isn't it? What about you, Amuga Prabhu? Have you got a story to tell us? Haribol. Or what about Sridhar Prabhu? Sridhar Prabhu, can you tell us your experience?
Yes, Mataji, I can tell.
Yes, please. Yeah.
First, my husband's grandfather, he is Ram Bhakta. He used to daily chant Rama's name. And one day he was quite old, and then he was telling to his wife, that is my husband's grandmother, great grandmother.
All right. Okay.
That I'm going to go to Rama, Lord Rama. So then he was every time chanting Rama's name. While he was chanting, nobody believed that he's just telling just like that he's going to Rama, but nobody believed. But when he was chanting and chanting, he just left his body like that while chanting. So that was his. We heard about the story of my husband's grandfather. Yeah, great grandfather. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, and then was my mother. I saw my mother's death in front of my eyes, actually. So when I was in Ireland, it happened around 2016. So I was in Ireland that time. So I was into the Krishna consciousness already by that time. So I was always chanting, and at that time I was painting Krishna's picture on the canvas, all those things. So one day, my brother told that my mother is behaving so differently. Like she sometimes behaved in a childish way, and sometimes she behaves so old, like kind of thing. She's not energetic. She's energetic and not energetic. Two different extremes. She behaved in that way.
Yeah.
So nobody knew that she's going to die. Like, I mean, I was thinking like, oh, she's making a joke, and then she's making everybody fool. Like, I mean, because she does that every time. So we thought like that. And then suddenly my sister-in-law, she took her to the doctor, and then the doctors checked her, and she said that she is not okay. She is actually in her terminal stage of her life. And then they moved to another hospital. Then I heard this. Actually, I was painting that time Krishna's picture, but then I used to see my mother in the webcam, how she's behaving, all those things. Like then I thought she's okay, like she's not eating, and then sometimes she eats a little bit. And then I used to scold her very badly, like, why are you not eating? You have to eat properly. You have to take care of your health. See how much trouble you are giving to my brother. Like she couldn't understand what I'm trying to say, but she's a very good devotee of Krishna. She just chants, like dancingly chanting Hare Krishna, and then and then she fell down, and then she lost her energy so many times. So I was watching all these things, and then I was just painting. Like once happened that I went for cooking. Then I was while painting. Sorry, while painting, I realized suddenly why my mom has to do like this. sh- Nobody will do like this. It's not so easy to be like that, to try to say like uh, she's not okay, somewhere something is wrong. Like we say no of in I know it in Tamil, that quotes, but I don't know in English how to say. But we say like if you don't realize, something will make you to realize something, kind of thing, even though if you are far away from your neighbor relatives, you know. So I was just started realizing why she is behaving like this. Something is somewhere wrong. Then I heard the news that the doctor said her lungs are so weak, and then she is at the terminal stages of her life. So I was so upset with that. I couldn't control my emotion, even though there are a lot of philosophies and all those things we can say, but mother is a mother. We are all emotional human beings. Like even even Arjuna was very emotional when he was his about his uh, uh, son's death. So we are all emotional beings, even though we are trying to chant Krishna's name and then trying to become a devotee and all those things. But still, we have got our emotions. Mother is a mother. So I was so unhappy with that. And I was praying to Krishna, please, at least I have to go there to see my mother's death, because I'm in Ireland and she's in India. So what can I do? Like I was just reading Srimad Bhagavatham. I was sincerely praying to Krishna, please save her. At least I go there. I was so unhappy with that. Then my passport also was getting expired within 1 or 2 weeks. So I was put up in such a trouble that I cannot go there and I can't stay here, something like that. But then somehow at the last minute, the passport came, and then my husband said, okay, you go and look after your mother. So then I went, and the whole journey, I was crying and praying to Krishna, please help, please help. Then I was going there, And then she was admitted in the hospital that time. So I went and visited her, and I stayed with her, and I was taking care of her. Yeah, I was trying to say about Krishna more and more. And she was actually responding to all what I have said. So she was not able to speak properly because her throat was very choked, but she was responding because she likes Krishna so much that she was the only person. When I start telling about Krishna, she grasped the Krishna consciousness thing. So she was actually in the bed, and I was helping her with different things. And then after a week passed, then the doctor said that she can go home, but she don't know that she is going to die. But then we took her to our home in India. Then she was there for 1 week alive at that time. So at that time also I was taking care of her, like getting her prasadam, and then chanting in front of her, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, all these things I was doing. None of them know that she's going to die, because she acted like a childish way, like become so energetic sometimes. So we also don't know that she's going. We thought that doctor, maybe she's going to recover. She doesn't want to stay at hospital, because we thought that she's going to recover. But at the end of the day, 1 week passed, then she couldn't do anything. And then I brought the picture of Krishna, and then I gave to her. She saw the picture of Krishna, and then she holded on to her chest, and then she was hugging the picture of Krishna. So she was always responding to these things. And then I was chanting every time for her, and then sitting her and taking care of her. And then next day she was so adamant that I'm not going to eat anything. She was not eating anything. So I was just asking, why are you not eating again? Like, are you going to die? So I should not have asked that, but I asked because she was.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right.
And then she said, yes, she nodded her head like this. Yes, I'm going to die, like that. And the next moment she passed away.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then I started again chanting loudly Hare Krishna mantra. I was crying and chanting, chanting, and both the time simultaneously I was doing. And then I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and the soul listens the Srimad Bhagavatam as well. I really felt intense feeling. I had that intense feeling that my mother is listening to all these things after she passed away as well.
Yeah.
Because when I stopped reading Srimad Bhagavatam, something obstacle happened, like something fell down or something. Oh, now why did I stop? Then again, I start reading Srimad, because my mother is listening to that Srimad Bhagavatam. So I was, then all the rituals were done. Even in the rituals, I tried to read Srimad Bhagavatam for her. And then I was chanting for her. So this is what happened, like
Wonderful. What a wonderful way of going. And also you were there, so you're satisfied that you really saw her through it. And you knew she was dead. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't, and then you did the right thing, which is chanting and reading from the scriptures, which she loved. And also the picture you painted, she got to hold it and loved it. So Mataji, you're blessed. You should be really privileged. You feel privileged that you witnessed all that. Were you there on your own?
No, my brother was there. My brother's wife was there.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
have many of them, but they were taking care of the external things. Since I
Yes,
don't know
yes, yeah.
anything there, then I wanted to chant, because every time in Bhagavad Gita it says, at the end of the life, you need to think of Krishna, remember Krishna. So I just followed that, and then
Yes.
I just
And
remembered.
did she have the picture with her when she died?
Yeah, she saw the picture and she was hugging, like before
Oh,
she.
well, that's good. That's brilliant. That's like chanting. And because you were there, and in fact, you spent undivided attention with her. And the others were running around doing the normal things, which is good.
Yeah.
the necessary. Wonderful. You are so blessed to be able to, because that's your desire to be there and witness it all and look after her.
Because she
That
is
was
about to pass
special.
one week before I arrive. 1 week she was about to pass, but
Yes.
somehow Krishna, I really feel at that moment how Krishna has saved her to
Her.
listen to these
you,
chantings
yeah.
and then Bhagavatam. I really felt so grateful for Krishna to give
Yeah.
such a nice opportunity. And also I was able to serve my mom at the end of her life. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
That I felt my birth is useless, like I'm doing nothing. But when I did serve her, I felt so thankful and grateful when I did this one. So
Yeah.
I felt that my bird's duty has been now done.
Fulfilled, yeah.
Fulfilled.
And also, Krishna arranged it for her to be alive when you got there, so you
Yeah.
can perform. So the desire, is all to do with spiritual practice. If you've been doing that before, you brought up the way you're talking about your mom, how she loved Krishna and she wants to enjoy these things. Krishna is so he reciprocate even if you don't think he is. And little things, all those little things were special. They weren't like, oh, well, you only think about Krishna only when you want to, when you have weddings and any ceremony and things like that. You perform it, but your heart's not in it. When your heart's in it, that's the best thing. It's so pure and so strong. Nobody could destroy that. It's like that verse that we say, you cannot undo the knot. You got to pierce the knot with spiritual love. You can sever the tie with your love. It's so beautiful. That was good love. You had good relationship with your mom, and she appreciated it, and there was reciprocation, and you happened to be there. So your desire and your wish came true, despite visa or no visa. Which
Yeah,
is nice.
she was from the young age, she was a very nice devotee of Lord Vishnu. So she always
Oh,
talks about Vishnu to us, Lord Tirupati Balaji, Venkateshwara. She is a very, very admirer of him.
very nice.
And she
Thank you
always,
for sharing that with us. That's so lovely. I'm sorry I didn't do a good job with my verse, but it brought out a lot of good, it's brought us closer together, really, in a way that we are able to share our, vulnerable moments. And that is so special. Thank you, Mataji. And Gaurangi Mataji sent a message. She thinks I called her. Are you still there, Gaurangi Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Oh, we were sharing our experience with death, how
Ye-
we witness people. Would you like to share something you experience?
Yes, Mata, but I don't have many experience. I saw two people die near of them. I saw
Yeah.
them, but not too much nice because death is always worse. Because they are not devotees. That time I wasn't become devotees. That's why I don't
Yeah.
think so that nice and nice one. So
It doesn't
just
matter. It's
yeah.
good to compare, isn't it? If you want to share somebody that and it was not a nice experience, it's good for us to see what it's like if you're spiritually minded, how nice it is to take it forward and actually deal with it. But when it's not nice, how it can be difficult.
Yeah, one experience, Mataji, I have got. When we live in Kathmandu, that time my husband uncle is ill and in village. Then he don't have any children. He don't have a son and daughter. So his brother children look after to him when he and his wife is ill. Then they look after to them. So my husband went to village, then bring to Kathmandu for treatment. then he had cancer. So that time, then he admitted in hospital 2-3 weeks. I don't remember actually. Then me and my husband and his brother, and there is his two brother, and we look after to him turn by turn. Then when he had cancer, that's why doctor tell us he don't have many time. He live in just 2 months. So if you want, you can take to home for him. Then we bought, we did this house. Then he came my house. Then he lived with us 10 days. After that, he's going to worse. Then when his death time got come, then he slept in bed. Then when we called to him, he just he know, but he not moved too much. Then he ate only liquid. Then 3-4 days he lived like that. After that, when his death is coming, that time he breathes slowly. Then his eyes is a little goes to close. Then when his my husband and his brother called to him, then that time he just know, but he cannot respond. Later, slowly, his breath is long. Take is a long time. That one is my experience. Then his eyes is going to close. Later, then my husband and their family took to him is his time to is nearly dead. That's why we need to take it to him on floor. Then they make a bed in floor. Then they took from bed to down. Then they all of who there 5-6 people there. Then they gave to him little water in his mouth. He swallowed that little bit, but I cannot see properly. And then one time I went there for give to water him. Then I saw that time he's slowly breathing, slowly eyes closing. When people call him, then he cannot move. Later, he passed away. So that one is my experience, Mataji. Then my husband and their other brother tell to him that time is you remember God, Ram, Krishna. You remember that? Then they said Krishna, Krishna or Ram, Ram. Then he passed away, Mataji. That's it.
Wow, we call Krishna's name.
Yes,
Wonderful. Yeah,
Mataji.
that's
That's it.
yeah, Haribol. They say if you remember Krishna last breath, yes, that's good.
Last movement they tell
Yeah.
him.
Well, I'm sorry it's gone so much time, but it was for me that was special, and to hear everybody, and it's brought us closer, I think, and we get to know each other. But we all come from the same boat in a way, and we are all gonna die, and this is what happens. But we don't like to accept it. But if we play a good part in it, it will become so sweet and acceptable. And then because we know it's going to happen to us one day, and it helps us on the path. Thank you so much, everybody. Wonderful. I don't know if you think it was helpful, but I think so.
Mataji, just I like to add one thing with the
Yeah.
verse today. It is lesson for us really.
Yes.
Just that if we do something mischievous or bad thing, according
Mm.
to our activities, we will be rewarded. And if we do bad things, we will be punished. And in another hand, that is why he will send Jamaduta. And in another hand, Krishna is so merciful. If we do little thing, so we heard all the good things due to our good activities, whatever we did, like Mataji, she is in this path. Her mother was in like Vishnu Bhakta, Ram Bhakta. So we heard all the examples. It's not just story, it's fact. So
Yes.
Krishna is there. He never forgets. He will give us back. So we
Yeah.
will be rewarded for that. So he is.
Excellent.
This is the conclusion of the verse today. Very wonderful verse,
Yes,
Mataji.
totally. Because it says, whatever sinful act you do, you reciprocate. But Krishna is there to protect you. So, what if you've done so many good and very little, tiny little sin, you will pray that little tiny bit, but Krishna supports you because he knows what's in your heart and what a pure devotee you are in other sense. And the majority of the pureness counts more than a little tiny thing. But Yamraj is there because Krishna appoints him to judge and see who gets what and how much of it. And then if it's unfair, Krishna steps in and Vishnu is there also. Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's what the message says. Any sinful act, there is a price to pay, but a level of sinful act and how much degree you perform it is the highest degree, you will get the highest punishment. But if it's low, you get a low one, and your goodness is counted more than your bad. Krishna does not let anything go easily like that and punish you for nothing. So and he got Yamraj to do it. Hare Krishna, very good. So who is going to sing Narsimha? Anybody prepared to sing it before we close? Sorry it took so long, but you took a nice lesson home, Mataji. Anybody else got a lesson to take home? No, I think people are tired. Okay, Gaurangi Mataji, would you like to sing Narasimha? I don't think we need to repeat tonight. Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji, for
Otherwise, I can
sharing.
do also, Mataji.
Okay, do. Yes. Hari Bol. Yeah.
Okay. Namaste Narasimhaya Pralado Dayini Hiranyakoshipurbhaksha Shila Tonka Nakhaloye Ito Nishimho Paroto Nishimho Nishimho Madim Sharanam Propade Ito Nishimho Paroto Nishimho Bohir Nishimho Hridaye Nishimho Nishimha Madim Sharanam Propade তব কর কমল ভরে নখম অভূত শৃঙ্গ দলিত হিরণ্যকশিপু তনুভিঙ্গম কেশবধৃত নরহরি রূপ জয় জগদীশ হরে জয় জগদীশ হরে জয় জগদীশ হরে কেশবধৃত নরহরি রূপ জয় জগদীশ হরে জয় জগদীশ হরে জয় জগদীশ হরে জয় নরসিংহদেব 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 জয় নরসিংহদেব জয় প্রহ্লাদ মহারাজ প্রহ্লাদ মহারাজ Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Narsingadev Bhagavan
Bhagwan
ki
ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Jai. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Hari
you,
Bol.
Mataji. Wonderful class. Was really nice to share all the stories with you. Very nice. It was really
I
nice.
agree. Yes, thank you. I think it was really good and it's helpful, and we should talk all around our lives, not just birth and enjoyment in our life and the things that are all nicey. We got to talk about the reality of life, and that helps to understand why we're here, what we should be doing, and how we should leave this world in a nice, pleasant way. Hari Bol.
Oh,
Have a wonderful Krishna conscious evening and tomorrow, and we see you in the morning.
Hari
Oh yes,
Bol Mataji.
chanting.
Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Mataji, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Prabhuji.
Vansha kalpataru
Patarupyasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavane Vaishnavejo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Jahnukanya Mataji
Jahnukanya
ki.
Mataji ki
No,
jai.
no, no,
Jai.
no. No.
Hari
Haribo.
Bol Mataji. Thank you for your nice
Thank you, Sridhar Prabhu, for putting up with us so long. I see,
Thank you so much.
Amuga Prabhu has gone, has he?
Yeah, I think he left. Yeah.
Haribo. How is there a Radha Gokulananda still there? Is that who? Who
That's
is
Sharanya Mataji, I think.
Yes,
Who?
Mataji, it's me, Sharanya.
Ah.
Yes, I am hosting Mataji.
Oh, I see. Haribo. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. I'm sorry that you didn't get to participate fully because it's not normal for your child to be like that. I remembered I couldn't make a cup of tea. I couldn't sit and have a cup of tea. I couldn't speak on the phone when my children were young.
Yes,
So
Mataji,
that's
I was not able to because she was.
they want your
ill.
attention. That's normal, my darling. Don't worry about it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful session, Mataji. And
I don't know if it was wonderful because I wasn't prepared. It was last minute. Poor Prabhu didn't have anybody to do it, So never mind. We must all stick together and try keep it up because it's so special.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees, for joining. We'll
Yeah.
meet tomorrow morning for the Japa session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.